Hi and welcome back to Arno TV. I'm your lovable host Arno, coming back to you with another video. Now, I wasn't on last night because it was my night off and I was having a few beers and just chilling out and just forgetting about things for an evening. But obviously I'm back on today, and I noticed today that our friend Hancock was in Parliament today, wasn't he, with the update on where we are in England with the 3 tiered systems that we're all operating under. Okay, and what did we see today? I'll tell you what we saw today. We saw vast numbers of areas in England moving up tiers, didn't we? That's what we saw. We saw places like London, Essex, Kent, vast swathes of the southeast and south moving from tier 2 into tier 3, didn't we? That's what we saw today. So on the run up to Christmas, the restrictions for most people are either staying the same or getting much tougher. That's what we're seeing, isn't it? So we're going to see huge areas of the country now. Think about the cities around the country that are in tier 3. Okay, we're talking about Manchester, the big cities, Manchester, Leeds, Sheffield, London, Birmingham, Leicester, all these areas are all in tier 3. So for people outside of the UK who are watching this and might not know when we're talking about tier 1, 2 and 3, what we're actually going on about here is, let me tell you what tier 3 is like. Tier 3 is effectively like being on a full lockdown. The only difference is for 8 hours a day you spend it at work. Other than that, it's exactly the same. You can't go anywhere. There's no bars open, no restaurants open. Everything's shut. It's just ridiculous. And we've seen all these huge numbers of areas moving up tiers. And what has Hancock done? Just to give you a glimmer of hope that he'll dangle in front of you. 3 areas in England. The 3 lucky areas moved down a tier, didn't they? Which were Bristol, Herefordshire, and North Somerset. And North Somerset and Bristol both moved from tier 3 into tier 2, and Herefordshire moved from tier 2 into tier 1. So, genuinely well done to those areas, but out of the whole of England, they were the only 3 that moved down, okay? Everybody else stayed the same or went up a tier, okay? This is where we're at. And what these people are doing now is they are laying the groundwork and getting in your head that we're heading for a 3rd national lockdown, aren't we? Okay? And the propaganda machine, because these people don't doubt it, don't you doubt it, they're working hand in hand with the media, pushing this propaganda. And we're seeing articles appear in the media now like this, okay, in the Mail Online, okay? Fears England is heading for a 3rd full lockdown as Rishi Sunak extends furlough scheme by another month to the end of April. And Northern Ireland says it will shut for 6 weeks the minute Christmas Day ends, okay? This is in the Mail Online, okay? 3rd lockdown lucky, okay? I'm not going to read the whole article, but I'll leave the link in the description as always, but they are putting it in your mind that we're heading for a 3rd lockdown, okay? And, why are they extending furlough pay till the end of April if we're not heading into another lockdown? Because we are heading into another lockdown, aren't we? Okay? And just before I came on air, this is the Guardian Online, let me just show you. So we can be 100% sure that I'm not spreading any misinformation, yeah? In the last hour, Northern Ireland have announced that they're going into a 6-week lockdown starting on Boxing Day. And that has been agreed by Northern Ireland Executive amid rising COVID-19 cases. Deputy First Minister Michelle O'Neill described the situation as quite dire. Okay, so we are heading into a 3rd national lockdown, aren't we? Okay, aren't we? And if you remember, when we ended the 2nd national lockdown on the 2nd of December, Arno TV called it straight away that we'll be in a lockdown by January. That's what I said, okay? But the way things are looking at the moment, I'm starting to think now it might be sooner than January, okay? Because these people are hell-bent on locking us down. And all of these people, such as Hancock, Johnson, Starmer, Patel, their only solution to this problem from the start, their only solution has been to lock us down, okay? And do these lockdowns work? Well, do they? Because, the cases at the moment are the highest since the 22nd of April, okay? So we have more cases of COVID-19 at the moment than we have the highest rates since the 22nd of April, okay? So are these lockdowns working? Because the cases are going up, aren't they? Okay? And, if we think back to March, when they told us we'd be in a lockdown for a few weeks, okay? A few weeks, that's what they said, wasn't it, back then? And here we are now on the 17th of December with Christmas a week away. And, pretty much most of the country is in tier 3, okay? Most of us are locked down. And what did I say also in that video that I did at the end of the second national lockdown, okay? Remember what I said? What I said was, what they're going to do to justify this third national lockdown as well is they're going to say, because you've been out shopping, you've been out shopping on the run up to Christmas, and you've all been out in the shops and running around trying to get stuff, and because we gave you those five days of freedom over Christmas, and even though we told you to have, a smaller Christmas, a local Christmas, don't go too far if you're going to do this, even though we said it was okay for you to do that, the cases have now gone through the roof, so we're going to lock you down. That's exactly what they're going to do, okay? I mean, it's plain to see that this is exactly what these people are going to do. And let's not pretend that we're not dealing with the likes of Hancock, Johnson, Starmer and Patel, okay? And we all know what they're like, don't we? Okay? Because, they wouldn't know the truth if it came up and bit them on the end of the nose, do you know what I'm saying? Because these people have just been not transparent at all since the start of all of this, and we only have to look at the way that they've behaved, okay? And we could be here for hours talking about the way that these people have behaved. I mean, look at people like Hancock. Isn't it funny how there's all these companies out there and people and organisations that have associations to Matt Hancock that are all of a sudden are all being dished out contracts with one area or another area of the government? Isn't that funny? Yeah? Isn't it strange? Isn't that strange? It's a coincidence, isn't it? Just like it's a coincidence that some of some of these people that have been dished out contracts to that have associations with Matt Hancock, it's just a coincidence that they're dealing and working with people like Klaus Schwab over at the World Economic Forum. And it's just a coincidence that people like Matt Hancock are working with people like Klaus Schwab over at the World Economic Forum, isn't it? It's just all a coincidence, and there's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Yeah? It's amazing when you think about some of the things that we've spoken about in the last few videos, let's say the last 6-7 videos, yeah? If we look at some of the things that we've been speaking about, that our pathetic, disgusting, disgraceful government are involved in, and that's not been on one national, it's not been in one national paper, on one mainstream media news programme at all, has it? It's not been anywhere, and that should have been everywhere, just to show people what an utter disgrace these people are, okay? And what do we have on it? Silence from the mainstream media, okay? So if this doesn't show you that the mainstream media are working hand in hand with the government, then there's no hope for you, okay? Because they're drip feeding the information into the media that they want the media to put out in advance of something that they're going to announce. And they're going to announce in the not too distant future that we're going to be in a third lockdown. And that's why those kind of stories are circulating in the media. Don't kid yourself that that's not why, okay? Because it is. I'm telling you, this is what is going on, okay? And, you know, as I said, if we think about some of the things that these people have told us that have turned out to be absolute rubbish, okay? These people are just absolutely... I mean, I thought I'd seen some terrible governments in my time, but this lot is just unbelievable. They are an utter disgrace, and so are the opposition. They're an utter disgrace as well, because all they want to do is, you know, the opposition, the only thing that the opposition want to do is have stricter measures, tougher enforcement of it. They're not happy, the opposition. They want tougher measures, okay? They want voices to be completely silenced that speak out against anything that's not the government narrative, okay? This is where we're at, people, okay? We have an opposition who's even worse, even worse in terms of what they're wanting, in terms of ruling for, these draconian rules, lockdowns, the enforcement of it all. They want it much tougher. So, these are the kind of people that we're dealing with. And let's not pretend that this isn't the case, okay? So, I mean, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then please like and subscribe to the channel. And once you do, please ring the notification bell so I can inform you guys of further videos that I'm going to put out. And as I've said, there's going to be a lot more coming because there's quite clearly lots to talk about, isn't there? Because the mainstream media aren't talking about it. So if we don't talk about it, no one will. Don't you understand that? I mean, that's what's going on, basically. These people, this is the kind of level of respect they want to show you, me, and everybody about what's actually going on. They just want to feed us propaganda, bury their heads in the sand and pretend things aren't going on when they are. And I'm not prepared to swallow that kind of propaganda from them. Okay, and I don't think you should do either. Okay, so I'll be back very soon with some more videos for you. Until I am, I want you to take care of yourself, your friends and your family and your loved ones in all of this. I want everybody to, obviously look out for people. If there's people maybe you don't live with, that you've not seen in a while, maybe check in with them, give them a Skype call or a WhatsApp call or whatever, because people's mental health, I'm telling you now, it's suffering big time in all of this. So, it's important that people do check in with people that, as I said, that they don't live with. So I'll be back soon with some more videos for you. Until I am, I want you to take care. You've been watching Arno TV. I'm Arno. Stay rock and roll, and I'll be back very, very, very soon.